I'm Michelle from Legal Suite, and in this webinar we are going to look at generating matter reports. Now please note that for the purposes of this webinar I'm going to be using collections matters, and I'm going to be using collections matters for a specific client. So in my particular scenario, my client ABC Builders has asked me for, or has requested, a report on all of their collections matters. Now please note that before you generate a matter report, you must filter the matter screen to display only the matters you wish to appear on the report. Now, in order to know how to use the filtering system, please do have a look at our webinar on filtering. So I am going to quickly click on my little filter. I'm going to use my matter type collections, and I am going to select my particular client called ABC Builders, and obviously I want live matters only. Right, so effectively what the program has done, it's filtered to show my collections matters that are live for my client ABC Builders. And I'm now going to go to the little report icon. It's a picture of a little printer, and if you hover your mouse over it, the tooltip will tell you that this is in fact the matter reports. Okay, so when you come into for the first time, you will see that you can select the destination of your report. Now you can choose Word, Excel, a specific file type in XML, or the built-in word processor. I personally prefer Excel because it allows you more matters per screen, and also you can manipulate the Excel report after the fact. Excel has a lot of fantastic features, and you can use these once you have created your report. Okay, so under category, we have various categories of report: general, financial, litigation, conveyancing, saved, and custom reports, and all will simply display all these categories. For the purposes of this, I'm going to use a general report, and I'm going to use an excellent report we have called the matter listing report. Now this is a great report because it allows you, the user, to select what you wish to appear on your report. And the matter listing report is fairly generic, so you can use it in the conveyancing space, the litigation space, the collection space, etc. So as I mentioned, I will be using collections matters. Okay, so I've selected my report by highlighting it. I click on print, and the matter listing report criteria screen will appear. Okay, so at the report title, I can put in what I want to call the report. So collections matters. Now obviously they're all for ABC Builders, so I don't really need to say that it's for ABC Builders, but let's say November 2019. Okay, and if you'd like to give it a subheading, you can do so as well. So pivot report, this option allows you to swap the columns and the rows, so instead of the columns appearing at the top, they'll appear down the side and vice versa. Include page numbering. I like to insert page numbers because some of my reports, depending on the client, can be very, very long. I also do like to include report details, date it was drafted, who drafted it, and so on and so forth. Address details I usually leave blank. That will print the debtor's or the employer's address in various columns, and I like to put my report into landscape, which allows you more columns on a page. Although you get fewer matters on the page, you can fit more information in. Now at the matter details, you can see that there are various items that are already ticked because the program has remembered what I selected the last time I drew a report. So you can deselect, or you can simply select by clicking on the various items. Right, so I've chosen matter reference. That will put the file reference in, the date instructed. I like to include my last 3 file notes and the last activity that took place on the matter. Now things such as client name, this particular report is for the same client, so I don't really need to include that, but there are various criteria that you can select as well. Now because this is a collections report, I will then go to the debt collection screen, and once again you can see that the program has remembered. It's got little ticks on. This is from the last report that I drew. So you can simply select additional items by clicking on them. So we can pop in a case number, and we've got various information. So what I'd like is the defendant's name and their ID number, their cell number. With regards to the matter itself, I'd like the case number and the claim amount. With regard to financial information, I'd like the collection commission, total receipts, and total paid to client to date. And there are various other bits and pieces that you can have. If this were a conveyancing report, again, in the bond or in the transfer space, the first column dealing with mortgage bonds, second column dealing with transfers, and then various items based on your reminders. At custom fields, if you're using extra screens or customized screens, we can add various columns there for you. So once you've made your selection, you can click on the print button, and the program will now garner the information from the merge screen and create a report in Excel for us. Right, as soon as that is ready, it will display it on the bottom of the screen on my taskbar for me. Okay, so there we go. Let's expand it, and here we see in Excel our report. So based on the criteria that I chose, my file reference, date instructed, the debtor, their ID number, cell number, case number, and so on and so forth. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this being Excel, you can insert column surrounds and so on and so forth. So you can, tweak this according to what your client's requirements are. Now, if you have a specific report that you'd like to save, you can save the report, okay, and you can then recall it at any time.